and welcome to a very special episode of 709 Meridian. My name's Andrew.
And this is D.
And we are doing something a little different this time, folks. We are doing a Val Kilmer must-see tier list. We've always wondered how to do a proper in memoriam episode or season, but it always seemed like a real fucking downer. So we've never done it. But we thought we could get some Val Kilmer content out there to counter folks telling you to see Top Gun and Tombstone.
Right. So those are no-brainers.
Yeah. We'll get to it, but there's pretty much everything you can see before some of those. Okay. So the way we're gonna do it is we're gonna go through and we're gonna divvy up the 85 film credits of Val Kilmer that I've arranged into seen it, would see it, not gonna see it. And then we will go through the would see or the seen it's, and we will, if depending on how we're doing on time, we will then do a go through the sort of would see thems. So, and so then in the if you're listening to this and not watching along on YouTube, we actually are going to have the tier video, set that up. So that'll be amazing for everyone. And yeah, let's just get started and see what we come up with as we go along. So I've got we only did one episode of Saturday Night Live, so that's not on here. I've got movies and TV mini series, but not documentaries. So the Val documentary from 2021, I don't think is on this. So, all right. So I'm just going to call them out. Let me know if you've seen them. Have you seen One Too Many, the ABC After School Special starring Val Kilmer and Michelle Pfeiffer?
That I've seen, but I haven't seen it in years. But yeah.
All right. Top Secret.
Yeah.
Seen that. Real Genius. Seen that. Yep. Murders of the Rue Morgue. I've seen. Top Gun. Man of a Thousand Chains TV movie from 19.
Yeah, that's old school. That's
seen that.
What, HBO movie? I think.
All right.
Yeah, it was all right.
Okay.
Man who broke a thousand chains.
Did you ever see the Billy the Kid?
No.
Would you see the Billy the Kid?
Yeah.
All right. I would watch the Billy the Kid. So we will discuss how that'll work out if we get to that tier list, because of the 85 movies, we've seen most of them. All right. Kill Me Again, seen that.
Yeah.
The Doors, seen that.
Actually, they're doing a thing now on Pluto. They're running through a lot of Val movies. They just played The Doors. They will be playing Ghost in the Darkness.
Hell yeah, they got all the Paramounts. They ought to play The Saint, too.
Yeah, that should be coming up. Thunderheart, yes. There you go.
Real McCoy, yes. Tombstone. True Romance. Like, pretty much all of these until you hit about 1998. Or no, later than that. Batman Forever. Heat. Did you ever see Wings of Courage? No. Well, I would watch Wings of Courage. Now, here's one that I'm not interested in. Let me know if you've seen it or are interested in. Dead Girl.
Which one is that one?
That is a movie written, directed, and starring a guy named Adam Coleman Howard. Hold on. This is the last time we're going to be talking about it, so I'm going to go through it. It stars Anna Parlod from Innocent Blood, Amanda Plummer, Seymour Cassell,
Let me
Famke
guess.
Janssen.
Amanda Plummer's playing the crazy chick, right?
I do not know. Just I have not told you what it's about yet. Famke Janssen,
Mm,
Sasha Jensen of Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
mm,
Val Kilmer, Terry Hatcher has a walk on. William McNamara is in it. Wow, he aged in an interesting way. Um, Emily Lloyd is in it.
oh wow.
Anna Thompson from Unforgiven and some other things is in it. It is about the writer, director, star bringing home a dead body from his job at the morgue and imagining she's alive.
No.
So, yeah,
Pass.
pass on that one. All right. So, but that was also Val Kilmer in 1996. So, when we
Damn.
get to it, yeah, we will talk about Val's sort of
Emily
post
Lloyd.
in
Huh.
96. Yeah. Uh, okay. Ghost in the Darkness. Yes. Um, Island of Dr. Moreau. The Saint. What is the Prince of Egypt?
Yeah, I saw it.
All
That was
right.
pretty good.
All right. At First Sight, I've seen that. Joe the Kid, uh, Pollock, Red Planet, unfortunately. Hard Cash, I have not seen. Have you ever seen Hard Cash, the one with him and
No.
Christian Slater? All right.
Mhm.
I hate myself, so I'll watch that. So that's in the wood category. Salton Sea. Um, what's this one? Uh, the one with Blind Horizon. I've seen that. Masked Anonymous. Have you seen that?
Uh-uh.
That's going in the wood, but not high on it. The Missing. I've seen that, unfortunately. Did you ever see the Wonderland one?
Is that the?
The porn star.
Yeah, I think I saw that. That's the one.
Alexander.
He tried to blame it on the brothers.
Seriously, there's not a single black actor in the movie. Great.
Really?
Uh,
You can't. No, no, no. There. Yeah.
then it's got to be. Oh, Fiazon Love
Right.
shows up. Okay. All right. Did you see Alexander?
Yeah.
All right. I know that I've seen Mindhunters. Heck yeah, Mindhunters. Um, now Spartan. Yes, I've seen Spartan. Did you ever see Stateside?
No.
Okay.
No. We're getting
Um,
to that.
yeah.
Never heard of it territory.
Okay, so here we have a post. Oh, yeah, baby. We have a post 9/11 Going to War movie starring Rachel Lee Cook, Jonathan Tucker, Agnes Brucker, Daniel Franzese. That's not how you
Yes.
pronounce his name. Carrie Fisher, Joe
Mm.
Mantegna, Val Kilmer, Diane Venora, Tony Hale, Ed Begley Jr., and Penny Marshall.
Oh wow.
Written and directed by Reverge Anselmo, whose other credit is a ranch movie starring Del Zamora and Danny Nucci and Dana Delaney.
Uh.
Um, I am good putting this in a not interested category, but it's up to
Yeah.
you. All right.
It's too many. Too many
Okay.
people.
All right.
He probably doesn't play big of a part in it.
Nah. Okay. Well, he's number one on the poster, which is weird. Okay. So, uh, then we have Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Did you ever see 10th and Wolf?
Uh-uh.
Okay. That
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah. So here we go. We got to make it. Okay. Produced by Leo Rossi.
Uh,
Directed. Okay, so it's directed by Bobby Moresco, who also wrote how many episodes? Oh God, he wrote the original draft of Crash. Wow. Okay. Okay. So this film stars James Marsden at age 32. It's from 2006, if you want to think about how old James Marsden is.
Ugh.
James Marsden, Giovanni Ribisi, Brad Renfro, Piper Perabo, Dennis Hopper, Brian Dennehy, Lisa Ann Warren, Leo Rossi, Dash Mihok, John Capodice, Val Kilmer, and Tommy Lee.
No,
All right.
no. These are
Yeah,
these are just direct to video shit, right?
this is
Because
the direct-to-video shit. Okay.
this is like those the people like that Dash Mehawk motherfuckers. They stay in C and D list kind of. So yeah, we're in that territory. Or
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen any of these.
Okay. Deja Vu?
Is that the Denzel one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you see it?
Eh.
I'll put it on wood.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, unfortunately, next up we have. Oh shit. Knight Rider, it was a TV show, right? Or no, was it just a TV movie?
Oh, that's right. There was the pilot movie, then there was a season,
Okay, so we're
and he
not
did the
counting
voice
that.
of Kit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we're not
I
counting
mean,
that because it's,
right. It's a pilot movie.
yeah,
And
pilot
then,
movie. If it hadn't gotten picked up, we would have counted it.
well, it
Um,
did. There was a season.
yeah, I know, but if it hadn't gotten picked
Yeah,
up,
that and
yeah.
got, yeah.
Okay, Moscow Zero. Unfortunately, I've seen that, so that's going on scene. We will talk about that in a bit. Okay, here we go. Blade, starring Val Kilmer, Gabriel Byrne, Vinnie Jones, Anthony LaPaglia, Bruno Kirby, Patrick Bergen,
Uh,
Roy Dotrice. It's gonna keep
yeah.
going. Patsy Kensit, who holy shit
God.
was only 38, which means she was really fucking young in
Lethal
awkwardly
Weapon.
young in Lethal Weapon 2. Joanne Wally, oh, written by Mick Rossi. I do not know if Mick Rossi is related to Leo Rossi. I do not actually think so, but it is written and directed by Sean Stanek, who played Hot Rodder in Starman.
Uh,
I'm safe on not interested.
yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. So then we have. Oh, no, Jesus Christ. Dead
Uh,
Man's Bounty. Uh, Starring Val Kilmer,
nah.
August Law Linda, Carl Roden, who was the bad guy in the body bad guy in the Nazi in Hellboy 1.
Uh,
Uh, Katarzyna Figura, directed by Peter Ulansky. I'm safe with the not interested.
uh,
Mm, mm, mm.
no.
All right. Here we go. Val had quite a year in 2006. So he was so Kiss Kiss Bang Bang for some reason brought back Robert Downey Jr., but it didn't bring back Val Kilmer. It was very
No.
weird. Like,
And it should have did something for both of them. But
yeah,
the
it did
thing
not.
was, Val was steadily still working, and he probably promised a lot of those people
Yeah.
that he would
And
be a part of their projects. So that's probably why.
so, starting as far back as, let's see here, I don't know about Hard Cash since I haven't seen it, but as far back as 2003, if you made a movie in New Mexico, you could basically get Val Kilmer to be in it because he did that much work for the New Mexico film industry, I think. Let's make sure before I say all these things. Um, yes. So he like Blind Horizon, which is the him, Nev Campbell, Faye Dunaway, Sean Shepard, and Amy Smart. It's a
Ooh,
presidential. Yeah, it's pretty
Amy
good.
Smart.
Yeah, it's a good Amy Smart too. but it was filmed in New Mexico. The Missing, I think, was in New Mexico. Like he only showed up for Ron Howard again if it was in his hometown. So yeah, some of these are, well, probably not Dead Man's Bounty and Moscow Zero, but I get the feeling Val would work for Plane Ticket to interesting location, which actually, I mean, I don't think he had any shade about. Like he talked about that with we'll talk about Ghosts in the Darkness. It's I don't know. I mean, I like it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, it's good for what it was.
it's good for there's a lot of, I mean,
Yeah,
it's, yeah. Okay, Ten Commandments, the musical.
no,
Okay, would you?
uh-uh,
All right.
no.
All right, all right, all right. Have okay, and then we also Val also flirted with the Christian movies for a while. He ended up
Mm.
in shitty serial killer movies, but he flirted with the Christian movies, the apolitical Christian movies of the late aughts, with Have Dreams Will Travel, starring Val Kilmer, Heather Graham, Lara Flynn Boyle, Matthew Modine, and in
Mm.
Stephen Root.
It's always a cast of people who used to be in real movies.
Oh my God, Dylan McDermott's in it too.
See,
Okay, hold on, let's check. Brad Isaacs, writer director, executive produced by Polly Platt, who produced Say Anything, wrote some stuff. I don't think that's enough. Production designer on, Paper Moon. I don't think that's enough to put it over, sadly. Okay. Next up, we have 222. Oh, God, here we go. 222. This is the other one with Mick Rossi that we're not sure if he is
oh, any relation to
any
Leo?
relation. Also, it is written and directed, and does it co-star? No. Written and directed by Philip Guzman, no relation to Louise. Val Kilmer, Peter Dobson.
Oh
Peter,
man,
yeah. Ooh, who's in The Frighteners? So we'll be back with Peter Dobson in a few weeks. But also co-starring Bruce Kirby. That is not Bruno Kirby. That is Bruce Kirby. I don't know if they're actually any relation. Uncredited cameo from Gabriel Byrne. So it's kind of like a sequel to that Played movie because Gabriel Byrne's in it.
uh,
I'm not interested. Are you cool?
uh-uh.
All right.
Yeah,
Uh,
those are just a lot of the direct-to-video ones are just sad when you see the cast list.
so we're gonna get into a couple here that I'm gonna put in the wood category just because of who it is and who it isn't. So we have Columbus Day.
Oh,
Oh God, it's produced by Kevin fucking Spacey. Seriously, you're gonna make me fuck this?
uh,
All right, no. But it basically started Val Kilmer and Mark Helgenberger, and
oh.
he's like doing a heist. I think I'm put. Do you care? I was thinking no.
Yeah, it's all right,
All
but
right. Well,
it's a
low wood.
I would see it,
All right.
but not. Yeah.
I've got in the wood tier, I've got a oops category. So if we don't want it in there later, we can take it out. Okay. Comanche Moon, which is on here because it is, even though it is a three-part mini series, I feel like that is acceptable. It is directed by Simon Windsor. It is one of it's somewhere in the fucking what's that thing called? Lonesome Dove franchise.
Is this Chubby Val era?
Um, yes. So we've hit Chubby Val. Columbus Day's Chubby on the poster. But yes, he is a man who could carry Seagal's Moo from Glimmer Man. He could rock it. Um, Comanche Moon co-stars Steven Zahn. It's going in the maybe because there's enough people in it that you wouldn't say no to watching it. Okay, I've seen Conspiracy. We'll talk about it when we get there. He did a voice for Delgo. Did you ever see Delgo?
I haven't heard of it.
All right, Delgo. My God. Okay, wait for it. Wait for it. Who are these people? Nope. They have funny mustaches, but no other credits. Delgo, in a divided land, it takes a rebellious boy
Uh,
and his clandestine love for a princess of an opposing race to stop a war orchestrated by a power hungry villain. Starring Freddie Prinze Jr. as Delgo. Chris Kattan is Philo. Jennifer Love Hewitt as Princess
oh,
Kyla. Anne
you know,
Bancroft as Sedessa. Malcolm McDowell. Michael Clark Duncan. Lou Gossett Jr., Eric Idle, Bruce Campbell, Kelly Ripa, Sally Kellerman, John Vernon, and Val Kilmer.
oh,
Is
nah,
that
no, thank
enough?
you.
Okay. Did you ever see Felon, the one with him and Stephen Dorff?
No,
All right,
my
that's
mom
going.
probably had.
Harold Pierde's in it. That's going in the baby pile. I would totally watch that. I've been meaning to watch it. I just haven't, I don't really want to see. It's hard to like be like, I want to watch a prison movie today. Okay. Continuing on. So that was all like so much of that was 2008. Oh shit. Also, this didn't make the list, but technically it's got to go on now because I put Comanche Moon on. X313, The Conspiracy, the miniseries starring Stephen Dorff and Val Kilmer. Spy
Eh,
miniseries. Did you ever see
no,
it?
it's probably a lot of Steven Dorff
Right.
trying to be tough, and he's like he's about as tough as Mighty Mouse. And
Shit, McHattie's in it. Oh, I love McHattie. No, no. All right, I'm not. I'm good skipping this one. Are you good
yeah,
skipping?
because
All right.
Steven Dorff, like I say, I can only take him in
Yeah.
for so long.
Okay, here we go. Double Identity, 2009. Val Kilmer. Oh my God. Okay, so Val made a bunch of movies for Randall Emmett and the other one,
My God,
Emmett.
Randall Emmett.
Yeah. So Val was in those for a while before they became like de
Wait a minute,
facto. Emmett
that's the
Furlow.
no neck dude who was married to one of those fucking Vanderpump chicks. He basically tried to make her a star, and the shit didn't work, so they divorced.
There's an amazing reveal on this. I think it's on the LA Times, and they talk. I think it's about like a reveal of how they basically exploited Bruce Willis, like when he couldn't think,
Yeah,
or
I
communicate or
don't doubt it.
whatever. But they have this great anecdote where like Al Pacino called up the guy and was like, "Hey man, your fucking girlfriend sucks, man. You're giving me like 5 mil, so I'm giving you, a C plus performance. She's not even bringing a D, man." And it's like got the whole thing. It's fucking hilarious. Okay.
Oh shit.
Double Indemnity. In Chechnya, an American doctor takes a detour in life when he helps a mysterious woman escape her would-be assailant, starring Val Kilmer and Isabella Miko. Any interest?
Oh,
All right.
I kind of like her, but
Hmm?
it doesn't
Eh?
sound
All
interesting.
right, fine. Where is
I do like
Double
her. She never got a chance.
Entity?
She's got a great energy.
Have I ever seen her in any?
She was in that one vampire picture. You know, the one where they kept her in a trunk, The Damned, or so, I forget
I
what
didn't
it's
see
called.
that.
But
Okay.
she's been good in other stuff. It's just too bad, she ends up in garbage.
Yeah. I mean, this is something we talk about all the time on the pod on regular episodes, folks, is the fact that um people today you can have a pretty good acting career just bouncing between streaming shows. you couldn't do that. That wasn't the way it was in 2009. Like, even if you had a cable show, like you had to still pick between whether or not you were going to pursue a career of direct-to-video or
Mhm.
network television. Okay, I forgot to do the double identity art, I guess. So don't worry if you're looking for that, folks, on the video, you're not seeing it. Okay. Uh, Hardwired, starring Cuba Gooding Jr., Val
Yep.
Kilmer, Michael Ironside, Tatiana Maslany,
Wow.
Maslany, however, Lance Henriksen, and a bunch of other people. Uh,
Interesting cast, but it's probably garbage.
okay, hold on. After a tragic accident, Luke Gibson is left with critical injuries and complete amnesia. A a new technological breakthrough from the Hex Corporation, a PsyComp implant that's hardwired into Luke's brain, saves his life, but Luke soon finds out that this new technology comes with a price and that the Hex Corporation harbors sinister plans for the new device. Starring Cuba Gooding Jr. as Luke Gibson and Val Kilmer as Virgil Kirkhill. And I think no.
Uh-uh.
Okay. Protocol, Bad Lieutenant, yes. The Thaw, yes, I've seen The Thaw. We can talk about it. American Cow Slip.
Uh,
Okay. Written, directed, photographed, produced, and score composed by Mark David, who has gone on to shoot. He's basically the in-house cinematographer at the Asylum, and he just made a movie with Andy Dick in 2022.
Ill.
This movie, here we go. In Blythe, California, a small town in the remote California desert, Ethan Engelbrick is an eccentric, agoraphobic heroin addict who is obsessed with his garden. This dark comedy follows the last days of Ethan's life as he struggles to find purpose at a time when it might be too late to even matter. Well, that sounds upbeat.
Uh-uh.
Starring Ronnie Jean Blevins in the lead role. Now, Ronnie Jean Blevins, you may know from being a child actor in Twin Peaks, um, doing a guest star, bunch of TV stuff, and then a bunch of movies that you can watch for free currently on Tubi. Okay, co-starring Cloris Leachman, Val Kilmer, Peter Falk, Rip Torn, Diane Ladd, Bruce Dern, Priscilla Barnes, and Lynn Shay. Are you safe skipping
Uh,
that one?
yeah.
Okay. Then we have The Streets of Blood, which is the one with him and 50 Cent and Sharon Stone. I've seen that. The Steam Experiment. A deranged scientist locks 6 people in a steam room and threatens to turn up the heat if the local paper doesn't publish his story about global warming. Um,
Uh,
Starring Val Kilmer as Jimmy, Armand Desante as Detective
oh,
Mancini,
wow.
Eric Roberts as
Oh, shit.
Grant, Megan Brown, nobody, as Catherine, Patrick Muldoon as Christopher,
Uh, yikes.
and that is it. I am safe. No.
No.
Okay. Did you ever see Bloodworth starring Chris Christopherson?
Uh-uh.
Okay, it is Chris Christopherson as an old man country western singer coming back. And wait, hold on, who's the whoa? Oh, what? Hold on, who's? It's shit. I can't tell if it's actually a real movie or not, because top billed is Chris Christopherson, then it's Val Kilmer as his son, then it's Hilary Duff as his
Uh,
grandson's girlfriend. Then it is Reese Thompson, who is nobody as that grandson. Dwight Yoakam is in it along with some other people. I don't know, Sheila Kelly's in it,
uh,
but it's W. Earl Brown, the actor.
oh, Meatloaf.
Mhm.
That was like his big thing after Scream.
I'm
You never
not.
heard of him again.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in wood for now, but it might end up in oops. That I think we're gonna have at least one more of those. Okay. Did you ever see Gun starring 50 Cent, Val Kilmer, James Remar, Hulk Drone, Mark
No.
Famulagetta,
I've only seen maybe 2 films featuring 50 Cent.
John Larroquette, Danny Trejo, Krista Campbell, Jason Remar, Elise Neal.
Oh, man.
Written by 50 Cent. Directed by Jesse Terrio somebody. Okay, when a Detroit police launches a full-scale war against Clarence Boddicker and his gun runners with the cooperation of the feds
Wait,
and
it's Clarence Boddicker.
no, I'm messing around.
About to say.
Target a criminal named Rich. 50 Cent plays Rich when the gun exchange goes bad, and Rich's old friend Angel steps up big time and saves his life. That is Val Kilmer. They form a bond that make his supplier and lover, Gabriella, played by Anna Lynn McCord, who is 23 years old, paranoid. So that I'm confused. How well she does as a drug kingpin-ass. But there is a snitch in a group, and Gabriella's big deal goes bad only to have an even bigger secret revealed, one that rocks Rich to his core. Any interest? Oh, wait, hold on. Weebay from The Wire's in it.
Hmm.
Hmm?
No.
All right. It's only 81 minutes. That is sort of also probably should be in contention. McGruber. Did you ever see McGruber?
No.
Would you watch McGruber?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, I think putting that in no, I'm safe with that. Okay, The Traveler, starring Val Kilmer as Mr. Nobody slash The Drifter. On a dark Christmas Eve in a small town, the lone sheriffs on the night shift encounter a mysterious man who goes by the name of Mr. Nobody. As the night progresses, the sheriffs discover that this isn't just a nobody, but a vengeful killer whose past threatens to haunt them all.
Uh-uh.
Directed by yeah, I'm not gonna bother. But hold on, co-stars in it. His biggest co-star is. Tell me if you've heard of any of these people: John Cassini, Camille Sullivan, Dylan Neal, Paul McGillion, Chris Gauther, and like they all. Oh my God, Paul McGillion was one of the guys who was on Stargate Atlantis. So apparently
Uh,
that's a very Canadian film. Okay, No to the Traveler. All right, here we go. Now we're only to 2011. Val was very busy. 5 Days of War, which is Rennie Harlan doing a. Ooh, shit, why? I had to keep reading. All right. It's Rupert Friend, who I liked on Homeland, Val, Andy Garcia, Dean Kane, Emmanuel Shariki, Heather Graham,
well,
Jonathan Schnack, and
Heather Graham shows up in these a lot.
that Anti Trow chick from Man of
Oh, wow.
Steel. I like her. All
Man,
right.
yeah, me too.
I'm putting this in the maybe because there there's enough. Oh God, he came back for the X11 series. Okay, next up we have Blood Out. Oh my God. All right, this is another Furla, or this is another Emmett 50 Cent production from the writer of.
Skip it. It's 50 Cent. Get it out of here.
It's Luke Goss. It's Vinnie
Mm,
Jones. It's Annalyn McCord. It's
were her and 50 going out or something?
Ed Quinn.
Because she was in a lot of his stuff.
Um, Anna Lynn McCord, who I swear I've never seen in a damn thing.
Her biggest thing was the 90210 reboot.
Oh, dude, and
She
she
was
was.
supposedly the breakout of that show, but then she ended up in a lot of just. I know she was in some movie with fucking what's his name? The Phantom. Fucking
Billy Zane.
Billy Zane, there you go. She was in some movie where she, gives him the business. Um but she never broke out like they hoped she would.
Oh, dude, she's the one who read the poem to Putin
Uh
that said she wished she was his mother so she could have loved him better. Okay, so I think we're safe dropping that in the no column. All right, here's one. Unfortunately, I think we're gonna put in the maybe. The Kill the Irishman, starring. Here we go. Oh, it's Jonathan Hensley. Over the summer of 1976, 36 bombs detonate in the heart of Cleveland while a turf war raged between Irish mobster Danny Green and the Italian mafia, based on a true story. Kill the Irishman chronicles Green's heroic rise from a tough Cleveland neighborhood to become an enforcer in the local mob, starring Ray Stevenson, Vincent D'Onofrio, Val Kilmer, Christopher Walken, Linda Cardellini,
oh wow.
Bob Guntone, Fiona Flanagan, Vinnie Jones, and Paul Sorvino, Mike Starr. Oh wow, that must be one hell of a one scene they're all in together. And fucking Robert Davi, who otherwise there aren't any pieces of shit. And it is executive produced by Tara Reid, who does not
Huh.
even star in it. But I will always watch Christopher Walken and Vincent D'Onofrio at this point in my life. Also, Linda Cardellini's in it, which I might have already said. Okay, Twixt is the one with that he did with the horror one. Did you ever see that?
No.
Going in the maybe because it's supposed to be fucking awful. Um, but in an interesting way. Okay, that is 2011 done. Okay. 2012, we have Seven Below, starring Val Kilmer, Ving Rhames, Lou Goss, Bonnie Summer. A group of strangers is trapped in a time warp house where a terrible event occurred exactly 100 years prior. Um, I'm safe with no, if you are.
Yeah, who keeps this is they're just throwing money at shit stuff.
I
Because
mean, they're not throwing that much money at it, though.
no.
Okay, next up, this one actually will go in the yes, or maybe. Breathless, starring Gina Gershon, Val Kilmer, Ray Liotta. Um, Lorna, played by Gina Gershon, is a strong-willed Texas woman who's had enough of her untrustworthy husband, Dale, Val Kilmer's criminal acts and lack of husbandry. She teams up with her old friend to figure out what to do involving his latest bank robbery. It's going in the maybe pile. I've always been curious about it. And I do like Gina Gershon. Okay, this one actually, funny story. Sadly, I think he's barely in it, but okay. Deep in the Heart, starring John Grease, Elaine Hendricks, who, if you don't remember, folks, is the mean stepmom to be in the Parent Trap remake. Val Kilmer and DB Sweeney shows up at some point. It is directed by Christopher Kane, who you may know from The Principal. That was then, This Is Now. And Young Guns. Really? Oh, and fucking Next Karate Kid? He makes Christian movies now? Okay, so it's basically a Christian movie, but an apolitical one, and it's John Grease as an alcoholic who hooks up with a hot blonde who's 13 years younger than him, and becomes a good guy again. I would, it's long. It's like long for the bit, but I would not watch John Grease do a fucking character study. Like, even if it's in a Christian movie, I'm going to put it in the wood column. I'm just going to live my
Oh,
truth, folks. Okay. Speaking of which, I'm also going to live my truth and say The Fourth Dimension, a collection of three short films by Harmony Korine, Alexei Fedorchenko, and Jan Wynerski, co-stars or stars Val Kilmer and a bunch of other people. I'm
oh,
safe putting this in the no category, but it's up to you.
uh-huh.
All right. Next up we have, oh God, this was disappointing. Oh, I guess these, oh, Jesus. Wyatt Earp's Revenge, piece of
Yeah.
Western. I'm not like, I'm
Oh,
not even going to take it seriously. Oh, the guy, the little mayor from, Levi Filer, who's the mayor on, Resident Alien. He's good. But otherwise, I'm safe with us just dumping this one.
uh-huh.
Oh, Wilson Bethel as Doc Holliday. Interesting. Dead. No, no. Bullseye. Bullseye. Okay. Next up, we have Palo Alto. Did you ever see
Yeah.
Palo Alto?
No.
Okay. This is. Oh, it is James Franco, but it's not
Eh,
directed by James Franco. It's Emma Roberts, Jack Kilmer, Nate Wolf, James Franco, Val Kilmer, Zoe Levin, Chris
They,
Messina, Colleen
they,
Camp,
this is he's just guest starring era.
Talia Shire. Well, it's his kid. Maybe he's showing up for Sunny. A
Yeah.
bunch of fucking Coppolas. Uh,
Nepo baby movie.
Nepo Baby
Oh my.
movie. I fucking hate Emma Roberts so
Yeah, I'm
much.
not crazy about her at
All
all.
right, let's just dump that one and not even worry about it. Okay. Planes. He was one of the top voices in Planes, it looks like. Did you ever see Planes?
Nah.
Do you have any interest in seeing Planes?
Eh.
All right, I'm fine with that too. Okay, Riddle. Okay. Oh, it's not even who it looks like. All right. Holly and Nathan Teller live in small town Pennsylvania. Holly is on the cheerleader. This Nathan is played by a guy named Ryan Malagarnia, who was a Disney kid. Um, his younger brother is subject to bullying. Nathan is taken for a car ride for bullies. What they're going to do with them is unclear. He gives them the slip but disappears and is still missing after 3 years. Well, that doesn't sound like much of a synopsis.
Oh
Co-starring Elizabeth Harnos, who was not
oh,
the
wow.
person who I thought it was. I actually thought it was Natalie Dormer from the poster.
Mm.
Val Kilmer, Diora Baird, who is in
Wow.
Cobra Kai.
I actually like her.
Okay. Um, Ryan Malgenara, William Sadler, and um, that's it. Director has also directed a thing called Gearheads, which did not star Val Kilmer. What do you think?
Mm. No.
All right. Huck and Tom, the young Huckleberry, Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. So we will talk about it when we get to it, but Val Kilmer was like really fucking into Mark Twain. And so,
All right. I remember he had
yeah.
the Mark Twain era where
So
I
we'll,
think he toured, right?
he toured and there's a movie that has not been released. So it'll go in the category, but are you safe dumping
Yeah,
a low budget Tom Sawyer? Okay. Okay, next up we have
there's yet to
this.
be a good Tom
I
Sawyer, as
know, I was actually
far as I'm
thinking about
concerned.
that. How, like, you could actually do that so well, right? Like, you could have done it
Yeah.
well. Well, you'd have to do it seriously. Like, you'd have to actually deal with some of the shit. But
Yeah.
you could still do it, and you could actually have it be like a really good thing. You could like actually deal with it. Okay. The Snowman, the Michael Fassbender adaptation of the Joe Nesbo book series. Harry Hole investigates the disappearance of a woman whose pink scarf is found wrapped around an ominous looking snowman.
Uh-uh.
This is the movie that they forgot to film 15% of it, and so it makes no sense. And they were actually like, yeah, we forgot to film some of it. Good job. Good job. Song to Song, Ryan Gosling, Michael Fassbender, Rooney Mara, Natalie Portman, Kate Blanchett, Holly Hunter, Bernice Marlowe, Val Kilmer, Licky Lai, Patti Smith, Linda Emond. It is oh God, Iggy Pop and a bunch of musicians playing themselves. It is a 73-year-old Terrence Malick made a movie in fucking Austin, Texas music scene. It is probably a piece of shit, but it is going in the woodpile because I would turn that off someday. Okay, sorry. Oh, Cinema Twain is the one. So that is Val doing his tour. That is going in the yes pile or the wood pile if we ever have the opportunity. But they don't. I expected them to be selling it or something, but they're not. Okay. Next up, we have The Super. A man becomes the superintendent of a large New York apartment building where people mysteriously go missing. Written by John J. McLaughlin, writer of Black Swan, Man of the House, The Great Gatsby TV movie from 2000, The Last Good Time, The Death Collector from 1998, starring Daniel Chapman. Okay, never mind. But anyway, it stars Val Kilmer. It stars Paul Ben Victor. It
Oh,
stars
wow.
John Patrick Fluga.
They never let that guy do what he really
No,
can do.
they really didn't.
Paul
It's
Ben Victor.
fucking
Oh, man.
hilarious. That poor
Have you
guy.
seen the Three Stooges movie? He's
No.
fucking amazing. The one that Gibson produced,
Okay.
he holds that shit down, and you're like, why is this dude not given more shit like this?
Okay,
Uh,
so but that means he was only dude, he was like fucking having to hold shit down all on his own from the age of like fucking 35. Like, cause he got started when he was 20. He was in a Freddy's Nightmares at 20.
wow.
Okay. So the Stooges, where is that?
Yeah, you gotta see that shit. They're all good in that, but he's really good. That should have been. They should have just dropped that. Fucking Mel should have pushed for that theatrically.
Okay. Oh, and he's actually going back to do he's actually going to do voices for Everybody Hates Chris. He appeared
Huh?
on the
Oh yeah,
show.
he
He's
was the
doing the
gym
cartoon.
teacher.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay, so what do we have next? The Super, no. Sorry, Super. Oh God, here we go. So now he's going to start making movies for people who just will give him money, or like rich people who make movies for their kids. So it's Firstborn. Tucker and Hamid are going to be grandfathers for the first time, but only if they can come together long enough to save their firstborn grandchildren. Tucker is played by one. Where is he even in here? Tucker. Oh my God, Tucker's played by Tom Berenger.
Huh?
Hamid is played by Jay Abdo, who also plays roles like Kurdish leader in Valley of Wolves, Iraq. And so it is a mixed marriage. Oh, good God, what is it? Iran.
Uh,
They're Iranian. Okay,
oh,
it stars, get ready for this. Denise Richards, Val Kilmer, Dominique Swan, William Baldwin, Robert Nepper, Greg Gunberg, Ken Daviditan. Okay, and that's it. But I feel like no is safe for that one.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Okay.
not a,
Did you see Jay and Silent Bob reboot?
yeah,
Okay. Well,
but
then
it
that.
wasn't as good as the first one.
Okay. So then we have A
His part was funny.
Soldier's Revenge, also known as A Soldier's Love. Haunted by wartime terrors, wartime horrors. Civil War soldier turned bounty hunter. Gee, I wonder what side he was on. Frank Connor, played by Neil Bledsoe, who, okay, he didn't die, spends his time post-war polishing off two things, whiskey and fugitives, when two desperate children arrive at his doorstep and enlist his help to find their missing mother. Frank must face his past in order to take down the notorious Major Briggs, played by some guy named Rob Mays, with whom he has a score to settle. Co-starring Annalyn McCord, Val Kilmer, Jake Busey,
There she goes again.
James Russo,
Oh,
directed by one Michael Pfeiffer, who has directed a bunch of. Oh, he did Abandoned with. Wow, this guy's really fallen. Abandoned with Brittany Murphy and
yeah.
um, Dean Cain. Yeah, so this guy oscillates between Christian movies, Christian-y movies, and soft core. So I think we can skip that.
Yeah.
Pay Dirt, starring Luke Goss and Val Kilmer. A
Huh.
parolee teams up with his old crew, determined to find a bag of stolen cash a decade ago from a DA bust gone bad while being tracked by a retired sheriff. Produced by Luke Goss. From the director of Take Back 72 Hours into the Deep, Section 8, Doomsday Device, Lost Time, and Trophy Wife. No. I'm good with no. Are you good with no?
Yeah.
81 minutes. Not a
The
real
only
movie.
good movie Luke Goss ever did was probably Blade 2.
Okay, next we have another one that he did for a family. It is entitled The Birthday Cake, written by Jimmy Giannopoulos, who also did Alone at Night, starring John Foster at 38 years old. That man still can find work, and Ashley Benson. And it is some soft core thing that came out a couple years ago, but it's not rated, so it's either soft core or it's just a Hallmark version. But this film is co-written by Shiloh Fernandez, who has co-starred in Evil Dead, Mobland, starring oh no, he executive produce. Oh no, he also stars in it. I would imagine this is some rich kid who gives money to Emmett Furla or somebody and makes movies with them. Anyway, The Birthday Cake, on the 10th anniversary of his father's death, Giovanni reluctantly accepts the task of bringing home a cake to his uncle, a mob boss, for a celebration. Just 2 hours into the night, Gio's life is changed forever. Starring Ewan McGregor, Val Kilmer, Lorraine Bracco, William Fichtner, Aldous Hodge, Penn Badgley,
Uh,
the Bears, Jeremy Allen White, Luis Guzman, Paul Sorvino, Vincent Pastore, Marla Maples, Joseph D'Onofrio, ladies and gentlemen, Clara McGregor, who is very much Ewan McGregor's child. I'm good with no, actually, if
uh-oh.
you are. Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't even sound interesting.
Okay, here we go. Did you see Top Gun 2?
Eh, yeah, I was half watching it, but yeah, I guess I could say I saw it.
Okay. Here is that one that double identity one by accident, and there's one more kids movie. What is this one? Standing Up 2013. Oh God, DJ Caruso. So this is the guy who did Salton Sea, actually, did some Shield, Smallville, Drop Zone. He produced Drop Zone, actually. Nick of Time. So he came up with working for Mr. John Badham,
Mm.
who we'll be talking about uh, next week, the week after, a couple weeks. But he directed The Salton Sea with Val. He produced Crazy as Hell, the Eric LaSalle.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. He did Taking Lives, Two for the Money, Disturbia, Eagle Eye, I Am Number
Oh,
Four,
he worked
and
with Shia a
then
couple of times.
yeah, he worked with Shy a couple times. This actually was not the bottom because he does a horror movie next year, The Disappointments Room with Kate Beckinsale. He did uh, XXX, Return of Xander Cage. But then in 2002, into two, well, at some point he's a fucking Christian zealot now. He's doing The Life of Mary, starring Anthony Hopkins and uh, people. So anyway, but this was actually not when he was into that period of his life yet, but it is just a kids movie. Oh, I'm sorry, it's based on one of the most beloved young adult novels of all time, Standing Up, the novel by Brock Poole. Based on one of the most beloved young adult novels, two kids are stripped naked and left together on an island in a lake that's called the Blue Lagoon, victims of a vicious summer camp prank, but rather than return to camp and face the humiliation, they decide to take off on the run together. What follows is a 3-day odyssey of discovery and self-discovery. What? I really hope it's not what it sounds like. But anyway, it stars kids that you've never heard of, Rhoda Mitchell, Val Kilmer, and nobody else. Are you good with
Uh,
no? Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we now have our first list of scene and wood. So we're going to get going on this. All right, folks. So here we have we've seen the Val movies, and so now we're not rating these in any sort of quality necessarily. The categories that I came up with and have not run past D yet are must watch, should watch, could watch, skip it, avoid like the plague. Do you think that'll work?
Probably.
All right. Here we go. Starting with One Too Many. I think that's technically got to be a must see. Like,
Yeah, just for the nostalgia.
yeah, like Val and Michelle Pfeiffer. Like, Val was a building movie star. Like, they tried to make Val Kilmer happen really hard, and he
Hmm.
did not go for it. Like, because you
No,
got
he was not to say difficult, but he,
he was like
I think he
not
knew what he had, but was a little too eager.
he was 25. He was 24 in Top Secret. And so yeah, he made a bunch of fucking weird choices. I actually was thinking at one point for this we could like instead of doing this we could have gone through all the stuff he said no to and thought about like those probably better universes in many cases. But we went with this. So but he was there was heat behind Val Kilmer. Like there was oddly I feel like we'll get to it in a second, but like he had some kind of weird heat off of Top Gun that other people in that besides Tom Cruise didn't have. Okay. Where are you at on Top Secret?
Yeah, it's another curiosity, if anything. But if you love Naked Gun and Airplane, you're probably gonna see Top Secret. So, yeah,
Could
yeah, it's good.
So Real Genius. Now, Real Genius is a fun one to talk about because I would put in must see. Also, leading man Gabe Jarrett is a pedophile.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah, but must see. I mean, yeah, if you haven't
And
seen
you got another patented. Not only do you have William Atherton, playing the asshole again, but the guy that plays Kent
Can't
is
Robert
funny as hell.
Prescott is so good, and
He's
it's
hilarious in
another
that shit.
early John Grease.
Yeah, John Grease is in it. Um, the crazy chick, not Patty D'Arbanville, who I also kind of like.
Um,
The one who played Gabe Jarrett's girl.
Melanie
I like her.
Maywick. Yeah,
Yeah, I like her.
she only did a handful of stuff. She was in The Outsiders. She was in Valley Girl,
Yeah.
Revenge of the Nerds, and Joyous Sex. I imagine that was a bit of a year. She was the lead in Joyous Sex, which co-stars
Wow.
Ernie Hudson.
Hmm.
Is another Martha Coolidge movie. I've never even add that to a list. Okay. Yeah, but so if you haven't seen Real Genius, it's Neil Israel and Pat Prophet who have gone on to do, I guess this was actually probably their best thing. Like they did Police Academy 1, Bachelor Party,
Oh wow.
American-a-thon, like what is some weird earthquake comedy, moving violations.
Oh shit.
Combat Academy is clearly when things started turning around because Combat Academy was like barely a real movie, right? Like,
Now, why didn't they get them to do Caddyshack too?
right. Well, as we discuss, people rarely get the right people when they're on the slide down as you speak. Uh,
Yeah.
So, Real Genius, I think, was Imagine Entertainment. Grazer produced it. Vilmos Zsigmond shot it. It is a gorgeous film. You get to see it now in Panavision. It's got some great special effects. Why would it have great special effects? Because it's a sci-fi teen comedy. Like, if you have not seen it, check it out. And then, um, I don't know, somehow take money away from Gabe Jarrett getting residuals for it. But okay.
I'd
Uh,
say one of the, even though Real Genius is good, it does have Val a little out of his element because he doesn't really do comedy.
yeah.
So
And
you got him kind of playing a, I think some reviewer said he's sort of trying to play a kind of Bill Murray type, and it looks awkward, but
yeah,
it kind of works because they're supposed to be weird, quirky,
yeah.
genius kids. So
And this is sort of the thing about Val's career is that like he really wanted to do like I'm not really like we'll get to it, but yeah, he had trouble playing the sort of standard leading man type thing. Or at least he people didn't respond that well to him in those roles.
mm-mm.
Um, okay, Murders of the Rue Morgue is fucking awful. It is Val Kilmer, George C. Scott, Rebecca De Mornay, Ian McShane, Neil Dixon, and somebody in an orangutan suit. Directed by Jano Schwark of Supergirl, produced by Robert Halmy and what would become the proto Hallmark or whatever. It is an adaptation ostensibly of the Edgar Allan Poe, which, if you have not read it, I will spoil you for everyone. It is about that Murders in the Rue Morgue is about a killer monkey on the loose. TV movie's terrible.
Mm.
Okay, now for our first and one of our most contentious moments. Top Gun. I'm good with
Absolutely not.
skip it. You want to do a
Yeah,
void? I'm good with a void too.
yeah. I
All right.
I drew my line in the sand, and
Boom.
I'm
Suckers.
standing on the side of cocktail. So
All right. Um, Man Who Broke a Thousand Chains should see if the
yeah,
opportunity
it's not
presents. All
bad.
right. All
It's one of
right.
those majorly critically acclaimed movies.
Not
So
bad.
yeah,
Of the prestige HBO TV movies. Folks, don't people somebody talked about this because I didn't come up with this, but people don't remember the HBO movies were not like prestige. They were just like prestige USA movies. And so
Yeah.
when they actually had breakout ones, it was impressive. All right.
Right. Man Who Broke a Thousand Chains and oh shit. Uh Rachel Ward and Fortress.
Oh yeah.
That
But
was
that had
another
a
one.
theatrical in I feel
In
like that
Australia.
was theatrical in Australia. Yeah, but that's
Mhm.
one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, Willow. Where do you want to put Willow?
Yeah.
Should or could?
It should,
Okay.
because he's good in that. He's Han
Yeah.
Solo in it. So
Kill Me Again, which is folks, sorry, if you don't know what Willow is, Willow's a fantasy movie by Ron Howard, produced by George Lucas, and it did not become the next big thing. And
no.
were 10 years old when it dropped. Some of the reason it did become the next big thing was there weren't any fucking action figures. They tried to be snooty about the Willow action figures for a fucking George Lucas movie, which is
You know,
stupid.
those are mobile
The immobile
statuette.
shits. They were Dungeons and Dragons. They like targeted the toys at Dungeons and Dragons figurine collectors. It was
Mhm.
stupid. Okay. Kill Me Again is John Dahl doing one of his first neo
Noir.
noirs. I'm good in either should or must, but it's not like
Yeah,
I
it's
haven't
pretty
seen it
basic.
in years, so
It's
should.
okay.
Okay, here we go. The Doors.
eh, visually, it's great. You know, if you want to
I mean, is it a
see some
must
of the,
see? I think it might for Val Kilmer. We are doing Val's in memoriam. It is a must see Val Kilmer.
yeah, it's a must see Val Kilmer, but otherwise, don't
Otherwise, don't.
right, either don't or just see it because it's a good looking movie. If anything, you know, it helps you swim through the '60s, so to speak.
Okay. After the Doors. Now in the Doors, so in remembering Val Kilmer, Nicolas Cage was like, he should have won Best Actor for the Doors. Did he even get nominated for it?
He might have because that year there was just so much controversy about the movie itself. You know about how accurate it was and was John or fucking what's his name really like that.
And it was also Meg Ryan trying to break out of romantic comedy. And it was sort of her last
Mm-hmm.
foray into trying to do that.
Oscar
And
bait.
yeah. Where is also
Who was the Doors guy?
Oliver Stone? He was not nominated for an
No,
Oscar.
not
Jim Morrison?
Jim Morton. Yeah,
Yeah. From the writer Randall Johnson, writer of Dudes, the story for Mask of
now
Zorro.
that's something I've never seen.
Dudes?
Dudes. Yeah,
Oh, no, I've
I
never seen.
remember the video cover of it, but the only interest was that why is John Cryer in this shit?
Mm-hmm. It was 1987. John Cryer was trying to do anything. Oh,
Mhm.
fucking, it's Roebuck. Oh my God, and it's Penelope Spheris and Flea. What? No, I don't. I mean, I don't know. Let us know, folks, but no, that's not on the list. Okay. Thunderheart, 1992, Val Kilmer, Sam Shepard, Graham Greene, Fred Ward, Fred Thompson.
Yeah, it's a must see.
That's a must see. Okay, now here we have what'll be another controversial one.
Mm.
The Real McCoy. The Real McCoy, directed by Russell Mulcahy, produced by Martin Bregman, producer of, Scarface and Carlito's Way, and also Sweet Liberty, the Alan Alda vehicle, in 1993. So, we don't talk about Kim Basinger's
Yeah,
career. Um,
she fell off hard, especially without Alec Baldwin.
Yeah. And God, did they what movie they did the getaway together, right? That was it, wasn't it?
No, they did a couple together.
They do a couple together.
They did
Um,
The Getaway and some comedy.
so
Oh no, I think they might have did. No, yeah, they did at least two or three.
okay. The Real McCoy's awful. It is terrible. Val Kilmer also plays a stupid redneck. Like he plays a stupid, not like, you know, stupid, inoffensive Hollywood Southerner. But he's like a fucking idiot and he messes things up and he's really funny. Which kind of, but it's terrible. So I'm thinking I would put it in could
Yeah.
see. Okay. Similarly, here we go, folks. I don't know if we've ever talked about it on the podcast. Probably fucking not, because there's no reason in polite company to discuss this film. 1993's Christmas Day release, Tombstone. I
Yeah.
fucking do not. I hate this movie. Where are you
Really?
at? I
Yeah.
I'll let you do
It's
anything with
it's
it.
hokey. It's hokey for anybody who likes westerns will like it. Anybody else will probably laugh at some of that shit. But yeah, it's all right. It ain't outstanding. Val kind of he's the standout in it. You
So it
know?
is again a technical must see.
Yeah.
Um,
It's not Kurt. It's Val. Val really sort of he's the dark horse of the movie.
it's really not Kurt. Kurt Russell didn't give a good performance between 1989 and what 94 or something. Like it was really weird. They, when you have actors who actually have long enough careers, and I mean, this is what the what were those guys' names? The not Rotten Tomatoes, Raspberries, Golden Raspberries. When they
Uh,
gave Bruce Willis that award for sucking, and then they were like, "Holy shit, you have brain damage! Wow, we're assholes. Why are you doing all those movies?" And then like the guys are over there counting their money and shit before the daughter comes and pulls them away. I wonder if they'll ever make that into a TV movie. But when people have long enough careers, you can spot when they just start are shitty for a while. And the nice thing about Kurt Russell is he came back for a hot minute and then he went to shit again. But there,
uh,
executive decision exists, right? Like we get some things. But Tombstone co-stars, so it's Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, Kurt Russell, and Val Kilmer. Co-stars Sam Elliott, Bill Paxton, Powers Booth, Michael Biehn, Charlton Heston, Jason Priestley, John Tenney, Stephen Lang, Thomas Hayden Church, Dana Delaney in one of the worst performances, Dana Wheeler Nicholson, Joanna Pakula, Michael Rooker, Harry Carey Jr., Billy Bob Thornton, Thomas Arana, Paul Ben Victor, Robert John Burke, Billy Zane, John Corbett, Terry O'Quinn, Frank Stallone Jr., Pedro Armendariz Jr. I probably mispronounced that, but that's kind of nice. Christopher Mitchum. So they had some of the Robert Mitchum narrates. Um, yeah, I'm on the fucking Wyatt Earp till I die hill, folks. So okay. But we're gonna put it in the must sees. So then 1995. I know, shit, 93, True Romance. I'm fine with a could or skip, honestly. It's up to you.
yeah, either or.
Um, let me let me do a thinking here, but I'm thinking. I mean, for Val, oh, is he?
Barely in it.
He's barely in it. He's fucking badass. They're coming out with an action figure. I'm considering,
Mm,
but I mean, like a mentor action figure, that would be a standalone. You wouldn't have to worry about the size like a fucking
mhm.
7-inch Clarence Boddicker figure. Um, I'm fine with. I think could. I'm gonna. We can come back to it if you want to, but I think could.
Mm,
Batman Forever, I think, is a must see. Like you have to know what happened. You have to see it for Val. Like if you're seeing shit for Val, you have to see Batman Forever.
mhm.
Okay. Ditto Heat. Um, so Val Kilmer infamously got Batman Forever based upon Tombstone because director Joel Schumacher liked Val Kilmer so much. Um, and this was really seen as Kilmer's attempt to sort of like come back in to the mainstream of Hollywood, which he had been sort of on the outs from since 1988 in some ways, right? Like The Doors was not a studio picture. Thunderheart was a sleeper, produced by Robert De Niro, no less.
Uh,
And then Tombstone was a fucking Disney movie that just really struck a the,
hmm The
whatever
cowboy
that
fans,
the cowboy zeitgeist, or
because
whatnot.
at that point, up until then, what was it? It was fucking. It was Young Guns, and
Yeah, it was
then the
so
one with all the chicks
Bad Girls, and that bombed, but
and
like,
Posse.
and your audience for Posse was not your audience for
Yeah,
Tombstone.
no, like
Um,
Posse was good. It should have done better, but it just didn't hit like it should have.
but there hadn't been like a Clint Eastwood hadn't done like a fucking
Oh, that's right.
straight
Unforgivable.
Western in decades at that point, and Tombstone is a very straight fucking like white boy
Yeah.
Western. So, okay. And so he got Batman for that. Now, with Val's dying, there's been like lots of feature articles, and people talk about how he hated being in the suit so much and he wasn't able to do any of the acting stuff he thought he was going to be able to do in the part, and then infamously did not come back for the next one. But he did not, as Batman Forever came out and was a huge hit that summer, sort of saving the franchise and cementing it as Warner Brothers' only franchise in some ways. Um, it's not like he was like, I'm not going to do another one. We found that out, later on. But Batman Forever, and then Heat, and then Heat is another very interesting that I'm in the Venn diagram of loving Heat and hating Tombstone. Um, okay, so 1996, Ghost in the Darkness. I would probably put it should or must. I don't
hmm
know. Like, of Val Kilmer movies, what do you think?
hmm
Should or must?
Good. Should.
Should. Okay. So Ghost in the Darkness is an adaptation of a novel slash nonfiction book by some British guy in Africa in the late 1800s who hunted some lions. So what you have is a very Ghost in the Darkness came out in 96. It plays like a 1978 British colony movie in a lot of ways. The only real difference is you have Michael Douglas in it as an American who is not based in fact, but it is directed by Stephen Hopkins. It's written by William Goldman. So, other than it being colonial propaganda, it is and white savior propaganda. It's pretty good. Like, it's a good horror movie. Like, they do a pretty good job with the budget and shit. So, okay. Island of Dr. Moreau.
Mm, mm, yeah. Yeah, that was a shitty one.
Avoid.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, it is. That was so shitty that Rob Morrow quit, replaced by David Thewlis, directed by John Frankenheimer, written by Richard Stanley, who did Hardware, Dust Devil, and The Color Out of Space more recently. But it was Marlon Brando as Dr. Moreau, Val Kilmer, Fruza Balk's in it, Timur Morrison's there somewhere. Mark Daskalos, Ron Perlman, William Hootkins. But it had an infamously troubled production, and it's very strange in that, like, it came out, I think it came out in the theaters as R rated, but it only ever got released on video at PG-13, shit like that. It's terrible. Val plays a stoner security officer who, like, not stoner pot, but I guess that's wrong. He's like fucking a morphine addict or something. So he's like laid back and high all the time. It's a piece of shit movie. Skip it. Okay. The Saint.
Yeah, you could watch it.
I'm pushing it at least to should.
Yeah.
I like that movie. All right. Saint stars Val Kilmer, Elizabeth Shue, and Raid Surabaya. And then almost nobody else you've ever heard of. Though apparently Emily Mortimer was in it at some point, and Tommy Flanagan. It's an early Tommy Flanagan performance. Philip Noyce, Jonathan Hensley, Wesley Strick's screenplay adapting fucking novels, radio show, other movies, TV show. It was kind of supposed to be a more PG-13 James Bond, but with like character impersonations. Um, and it was not a hit. And but Val was like signed to like three of those fucking things. Like they really thought they had something there. All of those movies, except maybe Dr. Moreau, but like Ghost in the Darkness and The Saint, like having Michael Douglas in your movie and producing it, you have so much ego from him that like they act like everything's going to be a fucking hit, and then it's a surprise when it isn't because either they were lying or tracking was wrong. Okay, Prince of Egypt. I haven't seen it. You pick.
Yeah, it was good.
Should.
Yeah.
At first sight is Prince of Egypt is that was the first was that the first big DreamWorks cartoon?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so DreamWorks incorporated in like God, I don't know, 95, 96. But they didn't release anything for a while. And then when they finally did, it was Prince of Egypt. I don't remember how well it did. Um, 208 million, making it the most successful non-Disney animated feature at the time. So it was a hit. But it was Val, Ray Fiennes, Michelle Pfeiffer, Sandra Bullock, Jeff Goldblum, Danny Glover, Patrick Stewart, Helen Mirren, Steve Martin, Martin Short, James Avery as additional voices.
Yeah, everybody was in that.
Yeah. Songs by Mariah and Whitney Houston singing on the soundtrack potentially. But it was screenplay. One of the writers is Nicholas Meyer of Star Trek 2. Nicholas Meyer. Okay. So, at first sight, 1999. So this was Val's supposed to be a comeback by Val doing a romantic drama. I've seen it. I have not seen it since. It's not like he does a great performance. Like,
It just kind of makes you wish he would have played Daredevil.
right. And I mean, yes, it fueled the internet, the early internet of wonderful fake Daredevil trailers. But as a film directed by Irwin Winkler, who never directed anything good. Oh my God, do you know who fucking wrote it? Yes, Steve Levitt, Donald Blake, and Bradley Binkford of, yes, no,
Golden.
he fucking wrote it, dude. Like, he's the only one who wrote it. He's the only writer on it.
Oh, wow.
You, no, I'm gonna say skip if you're good with that. Like,
Yeah, look.
okay, Joe the King. I've only seen it once or twice. It's great. I don't know if it's a must see Val though. So should you okay with should? It's
Yeah.
Frank Whaley's tale of being beat up by his father, played by Val Kilmer. Every low budget period piece young men movies used to be a thing, folks. They aren't
God.
as much anymore. But everybody did one. We had that. We had A Bronx Tale. We had
Deuces Wild.
just endless amounts of them. Okay, Pollock. Ed Harris's directorial debut, I believe, but maybe not, about the life of artist Jackson Pollock, co-starring Marcia Gay Harden, Tom Bauer, who's Tom Bauer, Jennifer Connelly, Bud Cort, John Hurd, Val Kilmer, Stephanie Seymour, Amy Madigan, Jeffrey Tambor. Oh, that's not quite as cool as it used to be. Linda Emond again. She was in something else in the future, but it's. I remember I've only seen it once. I remember it was good. I don't remember Val being in it a lot, so I would put it in a could watch for that for Val. Maybe should watch. Good movie. I think I'm comfortable saying good movie should go and should watch.
Mm.
You okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Could. Where are you at Red Planet these days?
I don't think I keep confusing that with the other one. Remember, it was Red Planet and Mission to Mars.
Mission to Mars
Came out at about the same damn time, and yeah, it's not essential.
So,
Yeah,
do you want to do skip or avoid? I
yeah, you
hate
can
Red
skip
Planet.
that one.
Skip it.
Yeah.
All right. Salton Sea is Val doing Moody Crime with we mentioned it earlier, directed by DJ Caruso. This one is written by Tony Gayton, who would go on to write Faster. He also wrote the pilot for a show called Southern Comfort, starring Madeline Stowe, Eric Roberts, and Lee Tergesen, which I hope is available because I want to see that. But he also wrote the shitty movie Murder by Numbers, the Sandra Bullock thing. So I'm fine with it in like you could see Salton Sea. It's got Val's in it, Vincent D'Onofrio, uh, Luis Guzman, Doug Hutchinson before the convictions, Anthony LaPaglia, Glenn Plummer, 30-year-old Peter Skarsgård, which is wild because I assumed that guy was not that old these days. Deborah Kara Uga, B.D. Wong, Chandra West, Arlie Ermy, Shalom Holloway. Jesus Christ. Shirley Knight, Meatloaf, Danny Trejo, Rex Lynn. So you could see that if you wanted to. So then there is Blind Horizon, which I assume you have not seen. That's the Val and Nev Campbell as a femme fatale. Oh yeah, this is the one with Amy Smart. Gil Bellows is in there. Giancarlo Esposito, Noble Wilmingham.
Thing is, Amy Smart's probably not in it that much.
She is actually the good girl who helps him.
Oh, well, it's worth a watch, I guess,
Right,
if she's in it.
Yeah, we'll put that in could. The Missing. Did you ever see The Missing?
Mm-mm.
It's a piece of crap. It's Kate Blanchett, Tommy Lee Jones, Evan Rachel Wood, Jenna Boyd, Aaron Eckhart, Aaron Schwing from Eric Schwig, not Schwing, Eric Schwig from Mohicans, Max Perlich, Elizabeth Moss, Cliff and Rance Howard. It is about Kate Blanchett, ranchers, her widow rancher daughter's being kidnapped, so she has to go get the help from her estranged father, Tommy Lee Jones, who is a badass who has gone native and is an outlaw. And so it's terrible. So avoid or skip, up to you. If you trust me to. All right. Wonderland, the John Holmes one.
Oh wow.
This
I remember having seen that, but I didn't think much of it. You know, it was one of those. Oh wow, Val's in it, but I didn't, think it was great or bad. So it's a maybe.
So could, all right. Alexander, which I have still yet to see for some reason of not wanting to watch a 4.5 hour movie. All
Eh, again, that's right. If you're for sitting through that type of shit,
right.
otherwise, not it's not really worth it.
All right. Here we go. Mind Hunters. Mind Hunters stars Catherine Morris of Cold Case, who is a fucking hack. Johnny Lee Miller, before he was, well, in between being good. LL Cool J, Christian Slater, Patricia Velasquez, Clifton Collins Jr., Ian Bailey, Will Kemp, Val Kilmer. It is about a FBI trainees in the FBI psychological profiling program must put their training into practice when they discover a killer in their midst. Directed by Rennie Harlan, written by Wayne Kramer, who was having his period of almost having a sustained career. Produced by Jesus. Akiva Goldsman, screenwriter of Batman Forever. It's a bad movie, but if I wouldn't, it's enough of a curiosity, I wouldn't put it in avoid, but you can
Uh,
definitely skip it. Do you have any strong feelings?
no.
All right. We're almost there, I promise. Okay, Spartan. 2004. So this is David Mamet after he had gotten his right wing on. Val Kilmer, Derek Luke, William H. Macy, Tia Texada, I do not know who that is, Ed O'Neill, Kristen Bell, young Kristen Bell, Johnny Mesner, Clark Gregg, Aaron Stanford, Saeed Tag, that guy, Saeed. They just call him Saeed because they can't pronounce his last names either. Mark Pellegrino's in it. Natalia Nogaluch is in it. I've seen it. I've been meaning to see it since. I think it's probably a could see at this point for me. But are you good with a could on that one?
Yeah.
All right. Kiss Kiss It, Bang Bang. Is that a must
Oh
see?
it's essential.
Okay. Here we go. Moscow Zero. Val Kilmer and Vincent Gallo crawling around the sewers of Moscow. I have Sage Stallone is in it. Joss
Yeesh.
Ackland, Joaquin Delamida. It's pretty terrible. You shouldn't see this.
No,
Okay.
I don't have the desire to see anything with Vincent Gallo in it.
All right. Next up, we have Conspiracy, starring Val Kilmer, Jennifer Esposito,
Oh,
and Gary Cole. Directed and co-written by Adam Marcus, who directed
yeah.
Jason Goes to
Jason
Hell.
goes to hell.
It's terrible. It is also a remake of Bad Day in Black Rock with Spencer Tracy,
Uh,
down to Val having like a bum leg, I believe.
oh, see, no.
It's terrible.
He doesn't. Yeah, you're getting into the ones where he's in them, but
Oh no, unfortunately, he's still supposed to be doing action.
uh,
Yeah, it's something. Bad Lieutenant, Protocol, New Orleans.
oh, damn.
Val's not the lead, but he's
No, he's in it.
yeah.
It's,
That's a should for me, but it's not a must. Like,
yeah, I haven't seen that in a long ass time. I was just remember the first time I saw it, I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
that's why. Okay, so but Bad Lieutenant Protocol is another attempt by Emmett Furla or Emmett just to find himself a respectable franchise. Um, like Werner Herzog directed, starring Nicolas Cage, Ava Mendes, Zizabit, Firuza Balk, Sean Hatausi, Jennifer Coolidge, Tom Bauer, who was in something else, Brad Dorff, Vondi Curtis Hall, Irma P. Smith, Denzel Whitaker, Michael Shannon, Shea Wiggum. Are we running out of people whose names are jumping out? Yes. So it's like this weird, but it's like it's one of those weird fucking really good Nicolas Cage movies that you wouldn't believe existed, and like just strange. And they wanted to franchise Bad Lieutenant, and
Right. There was supposed to be another one.
I think 2009, wouldn't we have run into cell phones recording
Yeah.
actual policing? So we would see propaganda is gonna fucking downshift quite a bit. Um, some of these, the more outrageous would downshift, and then all of it to some degree, or at
The only
least
part
a fair amount.
I liked in that movie was the weird ass lizard
The
scene.
lizard scene. Okay, so here we have one. I don't know if you've seen this. Did you ever see Streets of Blood?
No.
Dude, I'm down for Streets of Blood. It is Val Kilmer playing a fat Cajun.
Uh,
He's a fat Cajun with a full accent. He
huh.
eats. He does it.
Oh,
It's
that's what it was about Val. Val at some point decided he wanted to be Marlon Brando.
yeah, he Val. I mean, the Saint in a way is. I mean, that's a makeup acting movie part. Like he
Yeah.
does a bunch of that. But yeah, no, Val. He needed somebody to help him with that, like make that a reality. But yeah, he did very much was like, I'm. What if Marlon Brando just kept making movies in the 70s?
Mm-hmm.
But Streets of Blood is Charles Winkler. It is another one of the Furla Emmett. It is an Emmett Furla. Again, there are articles about how you take figure all this out. But Charles Winkler was he's the guy who produces Rocky. Irwin Winkler's the Rocky producer who still does stuff, but like he like buys all of his fucking meals are on that cred. Also, Charles Winkler directed Shackles, which was the D.L. Hewley goes to
Mm-hmm.
prison and teaches movie. But Streets of Blood is Val Kilmer, 50 Cent, Sharon Stone, Michael Bean, Jose Pablo Cantillo, Barry Shabaka Henley, and that's it. But it's just, I don't even know if it's corrupt cops in the, it might be corrupt cops post Katrina. Oh no, that's the other one. It is another post Katrina. I don't know. I don't know if it's Dirty Cops or whatever, but it's like you could watch that. It's in like Val's chewing the fuck out of scenery. It's fun. Okay, The Thaw. Did you ever see The Thaw?
Uh-uh.
Okay, The Thaw is about what happens if a woolly mammoth is discovered, but it's full of flies that are going to ruin the planet. Co-starring Martha McIsaac, who was coming off of Superbad and Last House on the Left, and I
See, that's what
guess
killed her.
yeah,
That's what destroyed her right there. Because
um,
they were trying to make something out of her too for a minute, and then
yeah. So that sort of so she is of Canadian
hmm
personhood, which
she had
um
a show.
yeah, she had a show. So she made the choice of being in a cheap Canadian movie,
Mhm.
which is never a good choice. I mean, you might have to do it, but it's never a good choice. Aaron Ashmore, who either is or isn't Iceman, is in it. Kyle Schmid, whose name looks familiar for some damn reason, but who knows why. It's really bad. Not good, you know. So that you shouldn't see that. Jay and Silent Bob
Uh,
is it
his cameo is funny in it, but it ain't that one. You
the
look at that sequel, and it's just like, yep, the motherfuckers are old. So You don't have to see it.
Okay, we'll drop that in could. And where do you want to put Top Gun 2?
Eh, his scenes are schmaltzy, and it's a good, I guess, send off for Val. So,
A
you
could.
could see it.
All right. Okay, folks. So that is the 709 Meridian Val Kilmer tier, must see tier list. Here's what we have got. Must see tier. We have One Too Many, Real Genius, The Doors, Thunderheart, Tombstone. Oh God, this is just 1995's Batman Forever, 1995's Heat, 2005's Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Sadly, Val kept making movies for another 20 years. But we haven't seen Citizen Twain, so we don't know. We don't know that stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Should watch. We have Man Who Broke a Thousand Chains, Willow, Kill Me Again, Ghost in the Darkness, The Saint, Prince of Egypt, Joe the King, and Pollock and Bad Lieutenant, with the caveat that Val's incidental to those films being on
Hmm.
this list. Could watch. This is the one where you've got to make your own informed decisions, folks. We have Top Secret, Real McCoy, True Romance, Salton Sea, Blind Horizon, Wonderland, Alexander, Spartan, Streets of Blood, Silent Bob remake, Jay and Silent Bob remake or whatever it's
Reboot.
reboot, and Top Gun Maverick. Skip, but we're not telling you to avoid, is At First Sight. Is that what it's called? Or is it called At Close Range? At Close Range is the other.
Yeah, the other one.
Don't get those two confused. Is it At First Sight? Is it that obvious? It is. At First Sight, directed or written by fucking Steve Levitt, ladies and gentlemen. Who knew? Um, it's a shame Rhonda Shear is not like a co-producer. Red Planet is also in the skip it, but don't avoid it like the plague. And Mind Hunters, the Rennie Harlan um, cheap serial killer thing. Like, just because there was also Detox around the same time with Stallone, and
Yeah.
it had its moment again. Like, the most successful one was that Identity one. Like, actually, people saw that. I've still never seen it, but people did see that. And then in the avoid column, we have Murders in the Rue Morgue. Fuck you, Top Gun, in the avoid column.
Yeah.
Island of Dr. Moreau, The Missing, Moscow Zero, Conspiracy, and The Thaw. So at least three of those would have already been in the not interested category if I hadn't kept giving Val movies a chance, which is why they're there. All right, here we go. Wrapping it up with the movies that we're interested in seeing or not disinterested in seeing starring Val Kilmer. This will be quick because I bet you don't want to see any of these. So we have for this tier list high interest, mid interest, low interest, and oops. Billy the Kid, Gore Vidal's Billy the Kid, 1998. Nope, 1989, starring Val Kilmer, Wilfred Brimley, Duncan Rieger, hello, Burr Steers, Julie Carmen's in it. Julie
Mm.
Carmen, see? TNT.
That's a point of interest right there.
Okay, so does that get us to mid for this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Wings of Courage. Now, Wings of Courage was part of Val's comeback. Wings of Courage is a 50-minute IMAX movie, possibly the first dramatic IMAX movie, directed by Jean-Jacques Annaud, who is the director of The Bear, Quest for Fire, 7 Years in Tibet, Name of the Rose, and Enemy at the Gates. So a bunch of movies that I don't remember or actively hate. It co-stars Craig Schiffer, who does not do the acting thing very well, is my lifelong contention. Elizabeth McGovern in one of her final, probably American roles before hopping 95, yeah. Tom Hulse and Val Kilmer.
Oh.
I actually would put this in high because it's a curiosity, but I'm fine with it in mid as a
Mm-hmm.
like, okay. Then we have Hard Cash. Hard Cash. So, what is the name of that movie with oh god, oh good. Oh good, I'm seeing who's in this too. But so in the 90s, speaking of Marlon Brando, there was a movie with Marlon Brando and Charlie Sheen called Free Money. 1998 Canadian black comedy. Yves Simonu, who also directed a bunch of TV movies. I don't know. Oh God, he directed Mother's Boys, the is it or
Oh,
isn't it Jamie Lee Curtis incest thriller.
oh shit.
But there's this shitty movie. It's called Free Money. It's Marlon Brando, Charlie Sheen, Donald Sutherland, Martin Sheen, Thomas Hayden Church, Mira Sorvino, and David Arquette. It filmed it from August 97. It filmed over a couple months somewhere in Canada. And in a
Oh,
2008 interview, Thomas Hayden Church chose to do this instead of Saving Private Ryan, which I wonder if I like Free Money more than Saving Private Ryan. That's possible. But it was this weird, quirky fucking movie. I don't think that's what Hard Cash is. Hard Cash is a 2002 action movie produced by Furla. Dude, it's an early Emmett Furla. Emmett's only 30.
uh,
Oh my God, it totally is. Avi Lerner, Bose Davidson, directed by Petraj Andrasevic, who also directed Savior with Dennis Quaid, which I remember being good, but basically never directed anything else. Serbian guy. Okay. Written by somebody named Willie Dreyfus, who never wrote anything else. It stars Christian Slater, Val Kilmer, Balthasar Getty, Bokeem Woodbine, Daryl Hannah, Vern Troyer, Peter Jason, and William Forsythe. I technically would put this in the low interest category, if you're okay
uh,
with that. Okay, and so next up, the Bob Dylan co-written movie, Masked and Anonymous, starring Bob Dylan, co-starring Jeff Bridges, Penelope Cruz, John Goodman, Jessica Lange, Luke Wilson, Val Kilmer, Angela Bassett, Stephen Bauer, Michael Paul Chan, Bruce Dern, Ed Harris, Cheech Marin, Chris Penn, Giovanni Ribisi, Mickey Rourke, Richard C. Serafin, Christian Slater, Susan Terrell, Fred Ward, Richard Wisdom, Reggie Lee. So a bunch of people who would like go on to be on the same TV shows. Tracy Walter, Alex Desert,
huh.
Dan Frischman, who looks familiar because of his dumb hair. Head of the class, Arvid's in it.
Uh,
Um, it's 2 hours though, so realistically, I feel like low would be more likely. Are you good with low?
mm-hmm.
Okay. Deja Vu, the Denzel one from 2006. Paula Patton's in it. I'm sure she's great. Elton Henson's in it. He's probably
Uh,
fine. Adam Goldberg's in it. Jim Caviezel, before he Jim Caviezel'd. Like I want to see this movie. I just haven't gotten around to it. Like I'd put it
yeah,
in
it
high.
right.
Like honestly, like if I'm gonna watch a Val Kilmer movie I haven't seen, that's probably one of the most likely. Um, okay, Columbus Day. Did we actually drop that in Oh, Richard Edson's in it?
Huh?
Why? I thought we pulled it because Kevin Spacey, but then I dropped it in here anyway. So I feel like it's a direct to video, so it's either in low or oops. I'm still good with it in the low, like for me.
Uh,
Okay. Comanche Sky, no, Comanche Ranch, Comanche Moon, low, but not disinterest. That's so this is the co-stars Steve Zahn, Linda Cardarelli, Elizabeth Banks, Melanie Lansky, Carl Urban, Adam Beach, Keith D. Robinson, Wes Studi, and Rachel Griffiths. Based on the cast, that would actually be high interest, but it's fucking 5.5 hours, so it's low interest. But I
yeah,
would not avoid
that's
it.
too damn long.
Yeah. Felon with Stephen Dorff, Harold Piernew, Marisol Nichols, who was in. Is this?
She's not bad.
Yeah, she was in Life. No, that's not. She's not the co-star from Life. She was in Blind Justice. Hell yeah.
Uh,
Um, the one where Ron Eldard plays.
oh god, the
Yeah, the
cop
cop. Yeah, the
with the
cop.
gun, the blind cop with the
The blind
gun.
cop with the gun. Hell yeah. Sam Shepard and Archer. I feel like, oh God, it's from Rick Roman Watt, who went on to do Snitch, the Dwayne Johnson fighting back.
My god, I forgot about all those.
Dude, I don't know. Do we need to do a shitty, like, the Dwayne
Yeah, because
Johnson?
there's so many.
Because
I was
there's,
just watching fucking Walking Tall the other day.
dude, there's
There's so
Walking
many of them.
Tall. There's, what's the
The
other one?
Rundown,
The Rundown.
um, Snitch,
Snitch, but then Snitch and Faster, I feel like, are like go hand in hand.
anything before he joined Fast and Furious
He
is.
did Fast Five and before that though, so we'd have to make
Mm,
some. But like he hadn't gotten to be a bit Hercules. Oh my God, hell yeah. Okay. Anyway, um, the bombs of Dwayne Johnson. We can work on that some other time. I would put Snitch in a mid. Like I of the direct to video, I have the most interest in this. I think. I like Harold Piernew. I just like it's weird. Prison movies are not like the most fun. Oh, Nick Chindlin's in it, who has played a dirty cop for most of his career, looking at his face, but also did voices on Young Justice. Okay, Bloodworth, which is the one that I said we could drop it off. I'm actually ready to put this in oops. This is the W. Earl Brown one.
mm,
Like I I want to show up for Sheila Kelly, but I'm fine if we drop it to oops or low. Do you have any?
no, huh?
All right. Let's oops it. I'm fine oopsing it. Okay, so here we have the 5 Days of War. This is the Rennie Harlan, Rupert Friend, Andy Garcia, Dean Cain, Emmanuel Shrieky, Heather Graham, Anditi Trow one, which I would put in low. Raid
Hmm.
Baja and Jonathan Sheck. Okay, and then we also have Kill the Irishman, which I would put in low as well. That's the Ray Stevenson, Vincent D'Onofrio, Linda Cardarelli, Christopher Walken co-stars. So if you're good with low for that.
Hmm.
Right. Twixt, I would argue for high because it's Francis Ford Coppola, and it looks like a disaster. But if you want to drop it in mid, I'm good with that too.
Yeah.
Okay. Breathless. This is the one with Gina Gershon and Ray Liotta. Low seems fine for
Yeah.
that.
Poor Gina Gershon.
I know.
Like, damn it.
I know. Like, and she actually, so Gina Gershon has been on the pod already because of fucking which one? Out for Justice. So when you think about it, Gina Gershon was 30 by that time. She fucking worked it. Like she kicked ass to try to make it. Like, she really
I'm
did.
almost mad that she didn't get like a. She should have had kind of Lorraine Baracco's career.
Yeah, I mean, she should have done a show instead of
Yeah.
like she did 2 episodes. She guest starred on Crossing Jordan. She should have been Jordan. Like, no. Like, she was Catwoman on that. I mean, then after 9/11.
Uh,
Okay. So next up we have that John Grease Christian movie, Deep in the Heart, low interest, I would say is safe. Then we have that Terrence Malick one that I'll just drop in low. And then what's the official title for the Mark Twain one? Cinema Twain. I'm gonna put in high interest.
uh, uh,
Okay, so for high interest in the Val Kilmer movies we have not seen, we have Deja Vu and Cinema Twain. Mid interest, we have Billy the Kid, Wings of Courage, Fallon and Twixt. Low interest, we have Hard Cash, Masked Anonymous, Columbus Day, Comanche Moon, with the asterisk that it's 5.5 hours long. So that's it'd be in mid or high otherwise based on the cast. 5 Days of War, Kill the Irishman, Breathless, um, fucking whatever the Christian one is, to heal my heart or whatever, Deep in the Heart, and then the Song to Song, the Terrence Malick ones. It's probably terrible. Okay, and as far as I can tell, the only thing Val had potentially in the can that has not been released is a movie called Riptide, co-starring Chase Crawford, the Deep from The Boys, Henry Thomas, and Clifton Collins Jr. When a
yikes.
biker gang's drug operation is raided by the ATF, the biker gang's two sons develop differing views about the biker gang's future. Um, it I did some Googling. It all the industry news about it was in 2018, so I bet there's not a movie there. Um,
Uh,
so we have probably seen, it's not like Ray Liotta, who's still got stuff in the can. I think there's still one more Ray Liotta, isn't there? Or something like a few,
Probably.
yeah, or a TV show because Ray was doing TV. Like, so yeah. So we will have links to the tiers because you can do that with the technologies. And we'll be back next week with Harlem Nights, finishing up our Eddie season. And then we will be kicking off our next season, which we know what it is because Val had to fucking die on us and make us do this. But you'll find out at the end of Harlem Nights what's coming up next. And then actually, now that we're talking Dwayne Johnson flops, that could actually be a good
Yeah, it'll be on
follow
the
up.
horizon.
Yeah. So thank you for listening to this very special episode of 709 Meridian, the must-sees of Valentine Kilmer, Esquire.
Alrighty. Well, yeah, that's that. Rest in peace, Val. Yeesh. Ugh, what a week.
Yep. So when people tell you to see Top Gun and Tombstone, I mean, don't see Top
Yeah.
Gun and Tombstone of the must-sees. That's once you start. I mean, in some ways, you got to know whether or not you like Val is actually a thing. Like
Uh-huh. You
that,
like them that much to watch those.
yeah. But yeah, there's others that are better start places. Hell, Kiss Bang Bang's a pretty good start place, actually,
Yeah.
because he was not very old in it, which is the sad shit. Like he was what 20? He was only. Oh my God, was are we older than Val Kilmer was in Kiss Bang Bang?
Probably. Wait, no, that was what?
That was 2005, man.
We might be a little older, maybe. Yeah.
We are. This is the year. Yeah, he was 40. Yeah, we're older than Val was in Kiss Bang.
Yeesh.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what I got for the day. Night, folks.
Mhm. Night, y'all.